Powerful testimony today in the murder trial of Santa Cruz County rancher George Allen Kelly. Kelly, of course, is charged with second-degree murder after an undocumented migrant was found shot to death on his ranch January of last year.
Today, his wife Wanda Kelly took the stand, and our chief investigative reporter, Coris Nylander, was inside the courtroom and joins us live outside the Santa Cruz County Courthouse in Nogales with a recap of today's proceedings. Coris.
Yeah, well, Sean, I would definitely say that this has been the most emotional and perhaps most powerful testimony we've heard throughout this trial. George Allen Kelly's wife, Wanda, called to the stand by the state today, but she was hardly there to try and help the state's case against her husband. At one point, which you just heard at the top of this newscast, she called one of the prosecutors crazy after continued questioning back and forth about how many gunshots exactly she believes she heard the day of the incident. Kelly walked out of court today with his wife by his side for the first time we've seen during this trial. I spoke with him briefly. Listen. Mr. Kelly, Wanda, anything you wanted to say about today's testimony? I know it seemed very emotionally taxing on you guys.
I think that's a perfect description. Emotionally taxing. Yes.
Seeing your wife up on the stand and getting emotional, how did that make you feel?
You can figure that out probably.
And today, all time was spent hearing that testimony from Wanda. She walked through the events of the day the body was found, which was January 30th last year. She testified that earlier that day, during lunch, Kelly told her to be quiet, asked her to grab the phone and call this Border Patrol liaison that they've had an ongoing acquaintanceship with. She did that, handed Kelly the phone. That's when she learned that Kelly thought he had heard a gunshot. She says she then saw through the window two men dressed in camouflage with backpacks and rifles. Kelly then grabbed his AK-47, she said, and went outside after this group of people. Then she heard several loud gunshots close by to the house. Prosecutors tried impeaching her credibility today by questioning why her statements soon after the incident to Border Patrol and deputies about what she exactly saw. She had stated she saw 5 people at that time and was unclear about how many shots she heard. She claims that those police reports were incorrect. She made it clear today that she was very confused that day because she says it was such an unexpected and stressful situation. She described being relieved when she saw her husband was still alive after hearing that volley of gunshots.
And Alan's always been my protector, and so I was so afraid for him.
You were scared to look out the window?
Yes, ma'am, I did not want to look out the window.
When George Kelly allegedly heard that first gunshot, Wanda did not. The defense pointed to her trouble hearing and issues with her hearing aids as an explanation why she didn't hear it. The defense also raised questions about the conduct and ethics of investigators in this case. Wanda testified that Kelly was arrested within about 30 minutes of leading deputies to that body after he called it in. She said that she was ordered then into the back of a sheriff's vehicle, taken to the sheriff's office where she was asked various questions. She felt as though she wasn't allowed to leave, but it wasn't made clear to her if she was under arrest or not, she says. She said she was never read her rights at any point, and when she asked if she had to answer the questions, a deputy asked if she was hiding something, she testified. She says deputies lied and told her that Kelly gave a confession in an attempt to get some information out of her. Kelly has never made a confession in this case. This left her feeling that investigators couldn't be trusted. It remains to be seen if the jury was moved by her testimony for or against Kelly's guilt in the case at this point. Wanda didn't finish her testimony today. She will likely return here tomorrow. Court ended early today so that defense attorneys and prosecutors could take a little field trip over to Kelly's property and survey it before they try and arrange an on-site visit for this jury at some point in this trial. And we'll update you on when we get a better understanding of when that will happen. Court resumes tomorrow at 8:30. Live from Nogales, Coris Nylander, News 4 Tucson.